I am so sorry. I feel like one of y'all that I would have maybe given cafeteria cleanup to, but my computer died. So I kept writing a little bit after I realized the video had stopped. So I apologize. I'm going to pick right back up where I was. I was saying that we will use opposite operations. And if you notice right here, I have where the volume minus the broken down parts that we know and don't know are going to leave us with our answer. Meaning this is the total volume, this is the base, this is the length, and the x is the height that we don't know. And so all I did was write it in parentheses here where 8 times 2.2, and I'm going to solve it on my phone just like you would, and then opposite operations to get x. So I'm going to say that 8 times 2.2 is 17.6. So this right here is 17.6. I'm going to carry down my x, and I'm going to take that away from the total volume. Okay. So if I solve for x, it doesn't really matter which one you do first, but I'm going to do my opposite operation and then take it away from the volume. So I'm going to opposite operation x times 17.6 divide by 17.6. So, 61.6 divided by 17.6 would leave me with 3.5. So x here would equal 3.5. So if you're saying, I'm not sure how you got that, I want you to look at it this way now. All I did was take away one of my sides. I basically took it, I only have 2 dimensions of the 3-dimensional figure. I knew that this bottom area would be, could be just the area of a rectangle. When you add height, though, you're essentially making it become 3 dimensions. And so what I did was take each one of those dimensions, the one I knew, the other one I knew, and the one I didn't know, and solved for that missing variable, which would be my height. I don't know why I'm 6 here. It's like back in my classroom, y'all. So x is 3.5. If you had to explain this, we would say that the height of the figure would be 3.5 inches. Okay. Again, if I just gave you these 3 dimensions and I said, hey, what's the volume? You'd multiply them all together and you would get 61.6 inches cubed. And so this last one, exercise 6, this one again is kind of like what I was talking about, where it is basic volume, but it's asking you to do just something a little bit different with it. And I actually made it a little bit easier on this paper than what you're looking at on your book. If you're looking in your book right now or on that PDF, you see 2 rectangles where one's kind of flat and the smaller one's kind of on its side. I flipped that second one because this is asking very simply for a ratio of the bigger one to the smaller one. And I wanted to do that because I wanted to see compare sides. So basically saying I can see on this prism that 9 centimeters is the biggest side, and I can see on this prism that 4.5 is the bigger side. Well, in your book and on the PDF, it's not right here. So all I did was essentially knock that rectangle over, if you will, and make 4.5 the same size. I can kind of compare them a little visually easier and know that this side would correspond with this side. That kind of goes back to corresponding sides, which we did back in September. So again, I can also say the middle measurement of both of these would be 7 and 3. And then the smallest one on each side, 5 and 2. So I have all these little ratios. 5 correlates with 2, and 7 correlates with 3, and 9 correlates with 4.5. And if you notice that what they're asking for is simply a ratio. So I'm going to find the volume of each prism, and then I'm going to compare their volumes in a ratio form. And that's all we have to do here. You will get a fraction or a decimal, and that's okay. That's all it's asking for is a ratio of comparison here. So I'm going to say that I'm going to multiply for my volume right here. The volume would equal 5 times 7 times 9. So I'm going to give you what my phone would look like, just like yours. And this would equal 315 centimeters cubed. And then my smaller one, I have 2 times 3 times 4.5 would equal 27 centimeters cubed. So very simply, this volume, or this ratio of the two volumes, what is basically like a at what rate are they changing in size? We could say that the ratio would be 315 centimeters cubed over 227 centimeters cubed. But in a ratio, we don't use units. So this is the bigger one compared to the smaller one. But to write it in a true ratio form, we would say 315 over 27, or, I'm sorry, I'm running out of room here, colon 315. 27 to compare them. You could also simplify them, which would give you 35 to 3. Okay. And I know this is a lot. You know how I am. If this were on my board, I would have erased it and done the whole thing. But again, these are two very easy examples. I know some of you probably don't have your Module 5 book, and that's okay. I made it work. You know that I'm only going to assign you a couple. So here's what you're going to be doing this week. This is all in your Google document. Module 5, Lesson 9, exercises 7, 8, 9, and 10. They're very similar to that. Some of them are just solving basic volume. Some of them may be like the first one, where you just have to divide to solve for x to find the missing dimension. And on Tuesday, same thing. It's the same lesson, but we're going to jump to the problem set, 7, 8, 9, and then 1, create your own. So very simply, draw me a prism, make up some measurements, find the volume, or you can do one like the video where you give me 2 measurements in the volume and solve for the other measurement. It's all listed in the boxes. It's already labeled out for you. You just have to solve them. Remember that you need to actually write your answers in the document before you submit it. It's the only thing that have to go off your classwork grade. And I'm really trying to give you an all A's in general, but especially on the classwork. So again, if you didn't screenshot this, you're welcome to now. Remember that here we would just take that volume, find out those that area, solve for x, which is essentially that missing measurement. And other than that, that is everything. Volume is a pretty easy topic. Again, I picked this one because it's probably as hard in depth as this lesson's going to get. So the ones you're going to have to do are much easier than this. So feel free to email me any questions. I'm going to work out another one like this on my Zoom on Tuesday if you'd like to see it again. Please let me know if you have any other issues downloading the PDF. And other than that, I will see you on my Zooms on Tuesday and Thursday, and I hope you have a great week. Bye.